For Shaw cable, internet, and home phone services, press 1. I am sorry, we are currently experiencing system issues. Please press 1 for sales, please press 2 for billing, and 3 for technical support. Our office is currently closed. Please contact us through messaging or visit our website, www.shaw.ca, for self-serve support. Thank you for choosing Shaw.
Okay. You heard that. That's messed up, people. That's messed up. It is like 12:22, July 27, 2020 a.m. because my internet has been kicking out for the last 3 days. Right? It's kicked out right now. And it's been like pissing me off because this is the second time since I've been on today, right? That it's done this. Okay. It did it earlier. And then I went outside and did whatever, right? And now it's doing it again. It did this last night and the night before. And my son, he uses TELUS. And he says TELUS has been kicking out too. Like, I am surprised that this cable company, Shaw Cable, right? Nobody's answering the phone, people. Since when does nobody answer the phone with the cable company? Okay? Like, that's bullshit. Complete bloody bullshit. I pay... How much do I pay for my internet? $105. And they give me back a $10 discount. So I pay $95 every month for this internet. I'm like, this is getting to be bullshit. So I'm frozen. Right? I can't log out, can't log in, can't do shit. I have to wait. Okay, so I'm going to put this first, people. Today is July 27th, 2020. Okay? Here you can see, this is the Criminal Code of Canada. I pulled it up. 365. It was repealed in 2018. Okay? So there it is right there. This is it. This web page has been archived on the web. Because the federal government, they repealed this. They took it out of the Criminal Code of Canada in December 12th in 2018. That's when they repealed it. Right there. That's what I'm assuming. Okay, this is what it used to read. Pretending to practice witchcraft, etc. 365. Everyone who fraudulently pretends to exercise or to use any kind of witchcraft, sorcery, enchantment, or conjuration. Not sure what that word means. Conjuration. Sounds like you're trying to conjure something up from somewhere. B. Undertake for a consideration to tell fortunes. Or, you can see that. C. Pretends from his skill in or knowledge of an occult or crafty science to discover where or in what manner anything that is supposed to have been stolen or lost may be found. Is guilty of an offense punishable on summary conviction. Okay. Hold on a minute. Okay, so now I want you to listen to this specifically. I refreshed the page anything else after what you're seeing here, you'll see what happened. Okay? Because she's practicing witchcraft, people. Falsely. Because she's lying. Alright? You're going to hear it from the horse's mouth how 3 people died. All these infections incurred since the last time she got up on the podium on the 23rd. However, that live stream, which was done today, was not a real live stream. It was a pre-recorded live stream that was restreamed today, which makes it 4 days ago. They recorded it 4 days ago, sat on it, and restreamed it today, which brought it to that's the 23rd. Let's refresh. 42 minutes ago, after they did their adjustment, you can see. But they had taken it down. But there it is. It was done 4 days ago. So this woman is woman. I wouldn't consider her to be a woman, people. I wouldn't.
Thank you and good afternoon. Today we're reporting, as we do, over the weekend on
over the weekend, because today is Monday.
3 periods. From Friday to Saturday, we had 36 new cases of COVID-19. Between Saturday and Sunday, there were 21 new cases, and Sunday to today, an additional 24 cases. That's a total of 81 new cases who either tested positive, and 7 of whom were epidemiologically linked cases, bringing our total in British Columbia to 3,500 cases. That includes 1,064
She's going to tell you how many people died.
Region,
but I'm going to remind you, she did this live stream 4 days ago.
353 people.
Right, so she wouldn't have known.
80 people in Northern Health and 60 people who reside outside of Canada.
Right.
We have now 264 active cases in British Columbia, of whom 11 people are in hospital, 3 of whom are in critical care or ICU.
This is important, people.
Unfortunately, we've had 2 additional deaths.
Oh, 2. Sorry, not 3. Unfortunately, we've had 2 additional deaths. That was reported 4 days ago. They sat on it like a can of worms that hadn't been opened, and then they restreamed it today under false pretense, breach of trust, right? Conspiracy to commit fraud, because they know that they can practice sorcery and not get caught. Basically, that's what I'm thinking.
In British Columbia, both of whom were residents in long-term care in Vancouver Coastal, bringing our total to 193 people who've died from COVID-19.
And now she's going to get all emotional.
Our condolences go to the families and the care teams.
See, her voice is cracking.
Of these people who
she looks like she's going to break out in tears.
We have 3,043 people who are now fully recovered from COVID.
Right. Just wanted you to hear that, people. And I forgot to mention, she signed on with BC in February of 2018 with that UN Accord framework with the 2015 blah blah blah, and then it went to 2018. They brought her on in December of 2018. They took out, right, that section where it says that you can't pretend to be a witch. It says pretends to exercise or to use any kind of witchcraft, sorcery, enchantment, or conjuration. Undertakes for consideration to tell fortunes. Well, it seems to me she's telling us fortunes by predicting who's died in the last, well, since Friday to Monday, even though the live stream was done on Friday, and she wouldn't have known, right, unless they're just not reporting the deaths on Friday when they should be, right, which I highly doubt, people, okay? That's what I'm saying. We need to find out who these people are that are dying, how they were treated, how they're being treated, how the families are being treated, and then fact checking their bodies, making sure their body parts are intact, making sure they have their organs, making sure they have their pituitary gland and all this other stuff, making sure that there's even a body to be found, people.
Up compliance
So they're regulating gatherings and placing the onus,
the order in place that will facilitate
the order on the owner of the facility where people are having their gatherings, whatever those gatherings may be.
Posters of me that have been put up to dissuade people from congregating in large groups. So
they're expecting
that'll be effective too.
the owners to take every single person's name and keep a log for the contact tracing. Okay, now it's over, so we'll see how long it takes for this to kick out, people. Okay. Like, seriously, this stuff makes me ill. Right? There you go. They report, just hold on a minute, Andre. There you go. This was done 4 days ago, people. 4 days ago. I specifically recorded. Okay, that's when I first started. Right? I walked you through it. They had up to 1,400 people. Then their numbers started to drop. You just seen what I did. There it is right there. Now we know the routine. They're going to quickly take this down so nobody picks up on what's going on. And then you'll get nothing for a little while, right? You're going to get one of these. That's what you're going to get. It will disappear. Okay, this was before the live. Right? I can go back here, go into the province, take it to their videos, and that video may very well be gone now. Yeah. Do you see? I told you, they're fast. Do you see how fast they're taking it down now? But we already got it right there. There's the one that's just showing. Did you see? That was less than, 2-3 minutes? They took it down. Because they know. Right? My channel is being shadow banned by the government. Okay? Because they don't want you to see this. Now, I don't know who the hell is watching my channel if my government is shadow banning it in partnership with YouTube. This is breach of trust, okay? This is false pretense as listed under the Criminal Code of Canada. Okay, I'm going to upload this, people, okay? I am going to upload this, all right? Regardless, because when I'm going to put this first, and I'm going to turn off the camera, and I'm going to just show it again and put it with the rest. Because when I was putting together Uncle John's lawsuit, right? Of course I took the time to read the Criminal Code of Canada. And all the various legislative acts within British Columbia, Canada, that was applicable to Uncle John. The Patient Property Act, the Guardianship Act, the Power of Attorney Act, the Health Care Act, the Community Care and Living Act, the Nurses Freaking Mandate, this, that, and just so on. A whole binders full, people. I have binders full of these acts. And I was reading the Criminal Code of Canada with, like it was a Bible. Right? Anyway, in one section there, I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to do a video on this one day. It talks about where it is a federal crime to practice sorcery, witchcraft. Okay? It's written right into the Criminal Code of Canada. Anyway, they repealed it. They took it out in the last year or 2 or 3. Okay? At some point, they took it out, people. And they took it out for this very reason. Because these people will get up there and talk about how they don't have a crystal ball to predict this or to predict that. But yet, based on assumption, they're making people do all this stuff against their will as they're threatening them with fines, this, that, right? The onus is on the owner, right? To take down everybody's name, including the visitors to that event. And you can't have one more extra visitor to that event based on our guidelines as to how many people can go to that event based on the size square footage of the facility, wherever that facility is, whether it's on a yacht, in a clubhouse, in a rec center. Well, they don't even have rec centers open anymore. A house, a boathouse, you know, those types of places, right? And they're going to have people go in and monitor these places in terms of WorkSafe BC, that type of thing, okay? But yet they're straight up lying to the public. I specifically recorded people where this person that represents 5.2 million people in the province of British Columbia, Canada, as their personal doctor, physician, say that, 3 people had died? How would that person, you know who, Doctor Who, would have known 4 days ago that 3 people were going to die between the time that she did the live stream to the time they restreamed it, which is today, which is the 5th day, that 3 people were going to die? Who were those 3 people that hadn't died yet, but were reported on 4 days ago that they had died? And now they're dead because they have to keep the status quo. Okay? If that's not sorcery in terms of trickery, false pretense, fraud, breach of trust, it's definitely a conspiracy with other governments to perpetrate the same lie through province to province, state to state. You've seen it for yourself. That live was done 4 days ago, right? This I'm putting first, and then go into it, and you'll specifically hear her say, 3 deaths have happened. How would she have known 4 days ago when she did the live stream that 3 deaths happened within that time period when they just sat on that live stream? I'm telling you, people, they're at a movie set. This is theatrical. They go, they grab their, whatever the ghostwriter wrote for that date, the date is at the top, and they just read. And then when they're done that for that day, they go to the changing room, maybe have a drink of water or maybe some blood. Who fucking knows what these people do? Because they're not being transparent and they're sure in the hell not being honest. They change their clothes. They grab the next page that was written by a ghostwriter with that date on it, and they get up and they shoot the shit again and again and again. And then they go home, assuming that they're even alive, and we're not dealing with freaking holograms here. I don't know, people. I just know that this is completely wrong, and so many people are in the dark with it, in part because my government stalks my family, targets my family, has a history of doing that, and they're sure in the hell not going to want this truth to get out there any more than they wanted the truth of Uncle John getting out there, any more than they want the truth of what happened to Ciera and Andre, Amari, and ShaMay, and then Ciera with a double whammy to get out there, right? But I'm going to upload this video, people, because I am so disappointed. I don't want to believe myself what I'm witnessing. But this is what I'm saying. I am I'm showing you what it means to be a witness to the criminality within our public union sector. And this is why it's so important that people fight back to be with their loved ones as they're dying under the care of psychopaths that completely straight up lie and then try and quickly cover up their tracks. Not to help society, not to protect the public and keep us safe. Because if that was the case, people, my life would have been different. Instead of a sitting duck to, I don't know what this is. But these people are in power. And they're destroying millions of lives based on lie after stream, lie, false stream, false stream, false stream, false stream, with false statistics. As the federal government, and this is where the federal government should be held to account, they take out that specific section within the Criminal Code of Canada that specifically says it is a federal crime to commit sorcery, as to which our governments are doing. This is sorcery. 4 days? How the hell would you know 4 days ago who died, how many, and when before you restreamed a lie? People should be asking who died, what happened to them, where's their bodies, how did they die, who was with them? Did the family have a right to be with them, to hold their hand and say, don't worry, we love you. You're not alone. This is the severity of it, people.
And once again, as always, the power is in our hands.
There it is.
And the reason that power is not used to bring an end to this nonsense and so much more, not just the virus nonsense, it's because people say, man in dark suit, here's my power. You want me to do that? Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And until that ends, it's just going to get more extreme.
Yeah, I had that conversation earlier, actually, today. It was saying, like, do you remember on March 23rd when it was we just needed to stay on our houses for 3 weeks to straighten the curve? Do you remember that? Like,
flattening the curve, yeah. That was just one step.
Yeah, and that's it. And it's gone on and on and on and on and on. And like you say, the mask is just the next one, and then it lead us up to the. It's just, come on, it's just staying in for 3 weeks. Oh, come on, it's just a mask. Come on, it's just a.
Media is what it's been doing up to this point, and the mainstream media. What happens is, when Ofcom speaks, the mainstream media gets down on its knees, puts its hand together, probably wears a mask, and asks for forgiveness for putting the truth out. It's this same Ofcom that banned the mainstream.
Cases, and Sunday to today, an additional 24 cases. That's a total of 81 new cases who either tested positive, and 7 of whom were epidemiologically linked cases, bringing our total in British Columbia to 3,500 cases. That includes 1,064 people in the Vancouver Coastal Health Region, 1,800 people in the Fraser Health Region, 143 people in Vancouver Island Health, 353 people in the Interior Health Region, 80 people in Northern Health, and 60
My question is, how many ghostwriters do they have?
Canada. We have now 264 active cases in British Columbia, of whom 11 people are in hospital, 3 of whom are in critical care or ICU. Unfortunately, we've had 2 additional deaths here in British Columbia, both of whom were residents in long-term care in Vancouver Coastal, bringing our total to 193 people who died from COVID-19. And our condolences go to the families.
I don't know what they're talking about. I was just outside.
C'est pas notre intention
Oh,
pour le
God.
moment de mettre en place une loi obligatoire pour les masques. On comprend l'utilité des
May take 2 to 3 days, but it is very important that you do
1,000
during that period of time, because that's when you're most infectious to
112 people
others.
watching.
If you are testing
It's
positive.
apparently been going on for
you follow,
37
Gordon?
minutes.
I do.
I haven't refreshed
just wondering,
this page.
Do you see appears to have
We'll
taken
go
a
here.
slightly different approach.
That's where it was posted as a set reminder.
Testing. I mean,
We'll go here. Here it says 370 watching, but that's when I brought up the page. On this one here,
I think initially you heard
right, you can see, so we can go into here, and it will tell us that we now have 1,400K watching, which coincides
yes.
with what I'm
We
listening
started
to
very
here.
early on with
Now, I
widespread
haven't bothered to
testing
turn it on and turn it
understand
off.
where this virus was coming
It's
in our
still
community.
saying that
Once
it's
we had community spread,
live,
we focused on ensuring
right?
we could
You can
test
see the
those
numbers
people who we knew
watching.
might have an impact on our healthcare system.
So we'll
we
see.
focused our testing.
Teachers have a right to be worried and concerned for their health if they end up back in
Teachers
the
are
classroom
worried to go
full-time
back
in
to
September.
school, people.
You know, I think all of us
This
are
is
worried. All
public
of us
union
don't know what's
sector
going to happen.
working
we all have anxieties, and this is
with
why
public
we all
union
need
sector.
to learn as we go.
These
We're making
politicians are
adjustments as we
seasoned
go.
public
We
union
learned
sector
quite a lot about
workers
what works and what
that
doesn't work in
represent
June,
the
and
public
that's put
union
us in
sector.
good stead for making
Right?
sure we have
They're putting
plans
their
for the
interests
future
first
that are the
before the
safest
public.
for all involved, including teachers. And
Right?
absolutely,
They're already.
we all have
Oh,
some
I so want to
anxieties
turn this
about
off,
going
but I'm
back
just going to let
full-time,
it run
but
itself
I think
out.
we need to address
Oh, hold
those.
on.
We need to work COVID before,
Let's
but we've
listen
had
for a
outbreaks in our
second.
school systems before. We know how to handle those, whether it's measles,
They
whether
want
it's
to,
influenza, chickenpox, you know,
pair up the kids
pertussis, meningitis.
with their
There are
groups,
many things
their
that
bubbles,
happen in
and then
our
the kids,
congregate
they're
settings,
not allowed
particularly
to
in school settings,
interact
and we can manage
with the other
to put
kids
this
in their
together.
bubbles
And we need to do
throughout
that
the
through
school.
this pandemic. We
So
know
they're
that
going to
there
be
are many
picking and
downside
choosing
impacts
who's
on
with
children
who.
in particular.
So
But,
obviously
when
you're
they
going to
aren't
get
in
more
school
smart
settings,
kids with
and
the
those
smart group
can
bubble.
last a lifetime.
You're
So
going to
we
get
have
the
to
kids
balance our risks and
right
make sure that
in the
we're
bubble
prepared as
where
we
they're going to
can be
push the
and as
Ritalin
safe as we can
and
be for
that
everybody.
type of
But,
thing.
you know, this is a new thing.
And then you're
None
going
of
to
us
get
signed
a
up for
bubble
having a
where
pandemic.
one kid
And we
is
all
going to
need
be
to adapt and make
isolated
sure we have
within
everything
that
in place
bubble
to adjust
so that
and to
whoever's
support our
monitoring
school
these
communities,
bubbles,
our learners,
and I've
as
said
well
this
as our
before,
educators,
you know,
as we're
psychological
going into
warfare,
and that's what we're
taking
going to
down
do.
psychological reactions as to how a child would react
The
to a
case of Ciera
situation
Has
that
Died is
obviously
such a
is very
small
abusive.
community. How concerning
Right?
is an outbreak of this size in a community that
I
small, and what's
don't
being
know,
done
people,
to make
like,
sure that people
this
have
isn't a
access
cult
to
that
the
we're dealing
resources
with,
they
okay?
need there?
Occult people
You know,
do this
we have been
to their
concerned, of course, from the very
congregations.
beginning
They
about
separate
the potential
them,
impact on many
they
of our
punish
remote
them,
communities. Many of
they
them are First
make them
Nations
marry who
communities,
they want
and
to
the Hardy
marry,
First Nation has
only
been
when
very
they're allowed
active
to
on
marry.
supporting
They
their
take what
community
they
members
want when
across
they
Haida
want, the
Gwaii,
ruling factor of that
to
cult,
protect
that
them
is,
as much
right?
as we can.
They
The other
plan
part
their
that we've been
deaths for
working on
them,
is making sure
right?
we have
They
contingency
make them
plans
do
for if
things
and
that
when
aren't
it is introduced
necessarily
into the
moral
community.
or
So
correct,
one of the key things
right?
about declaring
And
the
they
outbreak last
use
week
a lot of
was
mind
making
control.
sure that that allowed us
Tell
to
me how
pull the
this isn't a
community
cult.
together so that
You're
we
going to
could
have
ensure
this
that
bubble,
there
that
was the
bubble,
health
that bubble. You're
resources
going to
that
have
were
50,
available
70
as they
bubbles
were needed,
in a
and that
public
people
school.
who were
In a
being
public school
asked to
with 70
self-isolate
groups,
either because
50
they were
groups,
sick or
with
because
5
they
kids
were
per group,
exposed,
all sitting
got
apart,
all of the
2 feet,
supports they
2
needed
meters
in the
apart,
community.
6 feet
And so
apart
those,
within
all
each
meetings
bubble,
are
and they're
ongoing,
not
but
allowed
the
to cross
community
over
has come
and go
together,
interact with
and
the
we're
bubble
working
that's
together to
across
make
the
sure
room
that
or
everybody
across
gets
the
what
hall.
they need
Like,
and
if
that
that
we can get
isn't
through
like
this
a
together.
nightmare in itself,
Next
I don't know
question
what
is
is.
Professor Williams,
As the
Prince
public
George
union
citizen.
sector teachers, half of them are going on about how they're afraid to go to work, even though this minister sits up there and says kids can't carry COVID. Well, under 10. If you're over 10, then yeah, you can infect your teacher. So now the teachers don't want to go to work because they're instigating this, oh, well, we got to bring in this measure, this measure, disinfect them, make them wear masks, make them do this, break down the very core fiber of the human being and turn them into, I don't know what these people are trying to turn the next generation of young people into, but they're sure in hell not being free human beings, that's for sure. This is worse than slavery, people. At least with slavery, You know you know your lot in life, right? Honest to God. If you're a slave and you got shackles on and your back is being whipped and you're eating freaking leftovers from the master's table, then you know your lot in life. But these kids going to school for psychological warfare, fucking development and practices and whatever. I just so want to turn this off and put this camera on me. Because, you know, this is, I don't know why I watch this crap, people. Okay, so they're coming to the end, but I told you, they've caught on. This is the last question. I'm a little suspicious about it because they're kicking out their lives.
Last question is from Keith.
Right? See, the live is off now. I can almost guarantee you the live is off.
How concerned are you?
Well, maybe not. Well, yeah, the numbers are dropping, right?
Now, where on the weekend we had 81 cases. They had
so that's before it came on.
90 people in hospital there.
Right.
17 in ICU. Their numbers continue to
so
spike
we're just going to keep refreshing this page, people.
Than here in BC.
That's what I'm going to do.
License plate question, but we do get
because
today from
if this was a pre-recorded live,
are you concerned over the summer?
They're going to kick it out. And then, I don't know, they've caught on, that people have caught on to their breach of trust.
Concerned about what's happening.
Right, so I'm just going to sit here and keep doing this.
Absolutely.
Okay, what time is it now? It's 3:45. Now this could be a legitimate live. It could be, because it's the beginning of the week. But,
what we need to focus on is ensuring that when we're here,
So there you go. 4 days ago, okay, I didn't take that down. We know it's gone now. Let's go to the front one here. Okay? That's when they were hopping. If I was to refresh this page now, it's going to read something completely different. Okay, that's when it first came on. This one I'm going to refresh. Oh, they haven't taken it down yet because it's a long stream. Still saying that. You can, oh wait, no, it's gone. It's still gone. Do you see that? July 23rd, right? 4 days ago. But if you look right here, there it is right there because they're doing them back to back. July 27th, 4 days ago, right? But over here, they took it down. It hasn't been reposted yet because there's the 23rd. Let's refresh it. It's going to come back. They're not gonna let a good live stream go to waste, right? They're not gonna let a good live stream go to waste. There's the 23rd. It's just a matter of time before it comes back.
You're okay.
But we already got the official date when it was done. Where is it? There it is, right there. That doesn't lie, people. Just because they take it down and repost it doesn't change anything. It doesn't remove the lie. Right? Just like they don't want a universal school meal program. They don't want the young people of this province to be prosperous and have a future. You know, be independent. Right? Be a productive member of society. They're not interested in that. No big deal. It's fine. Just relax. Breathe. There we go. It's been reposted. Do you see that? 9 minutes ago, 350 views. Right? But the views will readjust themselves. We know that's not true. Let's go back up here. Okay? So we had 1,400 people watching the restream with false information, right? Go on to the next page. It was taken down. I showed you that, right? But before it was taken down, and as soon as the live was over and it kicked out, look what happened. It showed it was done 4 days ago. I'm going to remind you, Dr. Who over here reported 3 people had died through her crystal ball that she says she doesn't have because the federal government removed sorcery from being a criminal act within our society. So therefore, these people think they can do what they want. And then, Over here, I just refreshed the page because it disappeared. Remember? It went away. Right? But if you refresh this page, it's back now. So you never know the truth. Because they're lying to you. That's what people do when they lie. They don't tell you the truth.